me talk to you.
Welcome back, guys, to Dad and Son Wrestling Reviews. I'm Son and that's Dad.
Hey-o.
And today we're going to be reviewing Raw.
Before we get into that, though, as always, a bit of wisdom from the greatest book ever written, the Bible. Draw near to God, and he will draw near to you. James chapter 4, verse 8. When we draw near to God, he draws us even nearer to us. When we turn to him, we find he is already facing. He does not turn a cold shoulder. He never turns to leave. He is so close, so much closer than we realize, and let's turn our attention to him. Let's open our hearts to his overwhelming love once again. Every morning is a fresh start. Jesus' invitation is not one of performance. It is one of grace. Nothing that you have done in your life will outdo the power of his grace. So through Jesus comes eternal life. So belief in him brings you closer into relationship with God. So just a little tidbit to start the morning off. Also, shout out to Tourist BJJ. Thanks always for having a place for us to do our jiu-jitsu journey.
You didn't forget this time.
No, I didn't. No. Getting old. Sometimes you forget these things. But Luke and the team should be back from Worlds very shortly and rejoining the mats here in our local in Port Kennedy. Now, on to Raw. How did the show start, mate?
It started with Obafemi out.
Hot. He is over. The French crowd just serenaded him over. But he had to ask them to stop, and when he asked them to stop, he said, he used fancy words. Thank you for exalting me, which you do is a term that you give to a ruler. They just went louder, and if he hadn't shut them off the second time, they probably would have chewed up half an hour of the show. They just
they probably would chewed up the whole show.
Yeah, he is over, and it just shows how simple it can be if you allow someone to just draw on their natural charisma, because his promo was good. It was short, it was simple. He talks with intent, which I like. Some people in their promos just ramble on, especially when they're given a script. They try to keep to something, and you can see through it, which is a problem with some of the WWE guys at the moment. But yeah, great. We had Dominic Mysterio come out, king of the Luchadors. He got booed out of the place. This is an interesting matchup, isn't it? Because I think it's going to be shenanigans galore. I
thought it was going to be Trick Williams versus Obafemi.
Yeah, I think you hold off on those ones. Dom is the sort of bloke that can take this loss or even pick up a major win if you wanted to continue his run. I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve it, but Obafemi's so hot at the moment. Yeah, there'll be shenanigans. It's whether the shenanigans get over the line with Obafemi. JD McDonough's going to go through some sort of spot, isn't he? Yeah. He's going to try help Dom, and he's going to go through a table, or he's going to get Fall of Grace through the entranceway or something. Something big is going to happen, and he's going to take the hit. That's going to let Dom either get a win, or Oba's still just going to run through. So be interesting to see the direction they go with it. The only problem with Obafemi winning so easily sometimes is how long do you let that happen? You don't want a Goldberg situation from back in the day where you've made the guy almost invincible, and then somehow you got to bring people to his level. So
yeah, but I kind of like how they are doing with MJF, but you can still let MJF lose, but he's still like invincible.
I get what you mean. So yeah, it'd be great. Yeah, it just depends if you want to crown Oba at SummerSlam or not. If you want him to have the big moment at SummerSlam, or if you want to pay off the Brock Lesnar stuff there. So we'll see when it comes to the Dom Mysterio match whether what direction they're going to go, because there was a surprise later on in the night, wasn't there? And we'll get to that shortly. So what was after the Obafemi promo, mate?
Then it was the Queen of the Ring first round match.
And who did we have in that one?
Liv Morgan, Chelsea Green,
Becky Lynch.
Alexa Bliss, and Becky Lynch.
What would you rate the match, mate?
3.
3? Weren't a big fan of this one?
Yeah, I thought Chelsea Green should have won.
Yeah, Chelsea Green deserves more than she gets. She gets, obviously, TV time. But she's been the comedy act. But we know, if you've seen her in the indies and stuff before she got to WWE, you know she can wrestle and play. And the character works the best of any female in the company at the moment. So I would have liked to at least see her advance one round and get the whole pop and oh my God moment type thing. But obviously they've got a storyline going with Liv. It's obviously going to be Liv versus Raquel, and we'll see where we go from there. So it'll be interesting to see where they go with it and how they build to that eventual payoff when it comes to Raquel, and which side Roxanne goes to. Because obviously Roxanne's going to have to do that. I'm tired of the Judgment Day. I want them to implode and go their separate ways.
And they only let Liv win because it was Liv's birthday.
I think there's a storyline. I think they just lent on the birthday thing, mate, because it was her birthday. I don't think that was deliberately creative, but I get where you're coming from, where it's like, you got a world champion in the King of the Ring tournament. That's poor creative, but I think they want to do the Raquel thing, but maybe without a title on the line. Who knows? So we'll see where that goes. What was after that, mate? Then
it was Sol versus Lara.
How did this one rate for you?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah, probably like a 4.
4? I'm not sure if these two have worked together in NXT back in the day, but it was a solid match, good TV stuff. Lara Valkyria was valiant in defeat. Sol Ruca is all of a sudden a champ after losing every match on the lead up to it, and then she's a champ now and starts winning. Odd booking, but
Lara got her leg stuck in the rope and then Sol snatched her.
Yeah, so
and retained the championship.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with that one. Whether they run it back or not, or it becomes a program. Who knows? Maybe Bailey gets involved, and there's a program there, them two trying to get the title off Sol Ruca. Where do we go from there, from the show, mate?
Ray versus before Ray versus Penta match, there was a backstage segment with Penta, not Penta, Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee.
And Chad Gamble?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Chad Gamble's come back. He's apologising for the wrongs he did. Literally admitted that he originally put the luchador mask on for El Grande Americano to mock luchadors.
And earlier he actually went to Penta and he said the Americano thing actually started because he lost to Penta on Penta's debut match.
Yeah, so he went a little bit crazy. Couldn't knock off these luchadors, so wanted to mock them and find out how to do it. And through the mask, obviously, has now got a respect for the luchador way and stuff like that. So he's just out apologising all that. We then fed into the match. Solid match between Ray and Penta. They really made you think Ray was going to win it.
Yeah.
Right down to the line.
I thought Ray was going to win it, and I was like, yes, can we have Ray win it, and then we have Dominic Mysterio may go for him for his title back.
Yeah.
I thought that was what was going to happen.
I don't think Dom and Ray are finished in terms of a match. I think there's going to be some sort of big match later on. Maybe that's Ray's retirement match. I'd hope his son retires him rather than Gunter. But we'll see where we go from there. I don't think he has too much time on the clock. He's really wound back. They're really not using him as often because, the body recovers and stuff like that. He can still go. He's amazing for his age. Great match. What would you rate the match, mate?
6-7, definitely.
Yeah, good solid TV match. Give them an extra 10 minutes on top of this. They could really do a PLE match and get some really exciting
but they have versed each other in AAA before.
So they've had some matches. So there's another level they can go to if they wanted to there. But, great TV match. French crowd was hot for it. We then had that attack from behind from Ethan Page and Rusev. And Rusev took off his mask, didn't he?
Yeah, that was surprising.
Yeah, Dragon Lee, before the mask got removed, come out to try assist. He got fended off by the two of them in the end as well. Mask comes off and Chad Gable's out to the rescue. Suplexed him, German suplexed him like crazy. Crowd was hot for him. All of a sudden, he's a massive baby face. It's amazing how those sort of things work. So incredible stuff. Then he has a scene where he grabs a mask, gives the mask back to Rey Mysterio.
It looked like he was going to steal the mask.
Yeah, there's still that little and ahhing. Is he truly sorry type thing? But he gives the mask over. They get it back on Rey. There's an acknowledgement of you've done the right thing type thing, and we go to a break. And then what's after this one, mate?
Then it's the King of the Ring.
King of the Ring.
Wow.
Fatal 4-way.
Wow.
We had Javon Evans, Seth Rollins,
Ricky Saints, and
Tala
Tonga.
Tala Tonga looked great, and it looked like a monster. Took them all to try get him out of there. He kept dominating the match. Seth was the wiry veteran. Ricky Saints kept capitalising on things and looked great in it.
It looked like he was going to win at the end.
I would have loved Ricky Saints to win. I was a big...
I kind of like the sound of King Ricky.
Yeah. I was a big fan of his in his AEW work. For whatever reasons, they didn't go with him. You can hear all the rumours on the dirt sheets about maybe some backstage stuff. Who knows? Maybe his association with Cody Rhodes meant that he was put on the back burner as a result. So we'll see what we go from there. Javon Evans gets the win, doesn't he?
The OG cutter after Bron Breakker speared Rollins.
Yeah, so the vision cost Seth Rollins again. So they're not quite finished with that. I had a feeling that was going to be the case when Breakker didn't win his qualifier.
Yeah. I thought Seth Rollins was going to cost him.
Yeah, so Seth Rollins had kind of wanted to move on. We then got...
the OG cutter on Ricky Saints.
Yeah, so they took out Tala Tonga with a stomp on the announce table.
And then an avalanche stomp.
Yeah, from the ring barricade.
There was so much things that made you is he going to win? Is he going to win?
Yeah, they near forward this like crazy. These four worked. I would watch this 4-way again. This is probably one of the best WWE matches I've watched in a long time. These four just worked together. There was the big bad guy that you had to get rid of, the big bad meaty man. There was the wiry veteran in Seth Rollins that you kind of felt was going to win because he wins, because he's been to the top so often. You then had the up and rising high flyer and Javon Evans that just would come in and out of the match with just insane moves. And then Ricky Saints was just capitalising. He was the cheeky sort of heel, suave sort of... and it just worked, It worked. It was great. Yeah. Shows how much talent they have when they allow their guys to wrestle. And they can tell... Some people go, AEW doesn't have stories because they do a lot of wrestling. The wrestling is the story. If you can tell a story in the ring properly, that's the best wrestling. Look back to HBK versus Ric Flair. Emotional send-off from WWE through the wrestling. They had the I'm sorry before super kick him, the hug after the bell type thing. There's just so many moments like that, just in the wrestling ring. Even most recently, the Brock Lesnar getting squashed type thing where, he just thought, I'm done. I can't beat this guy. I'm not at the top anymore. Puts the hands down, the cross and stuff. So you can do the in-ring work. Tells a better story sometimes than the promo work. So, yeah. So 6-7 for that one, you reckon?
Definitely.
Yeah. And Javon Evans moves on, which is a surprise, which I like.
I thought Javon Evans was going to win because Bron Breakker didn't win. But there was on the dirt sheets that Bron Breakker was injured. So maybe that's why.
He wrestles so intensely. I think he's just banged up sometimes. He's intense. And I felt like once Oba won, I was like, they're not going to pull the pin on Oba versus Breakker so quick. Because that's a WrestleMania main event, that is. That intensity of that match. Spear versus fall from grace type situation. And whether Bron Breakker can do his power moves on such a large man would be great to see. So yeah, and what followed the 4-way match, mate?
The end of Raw.
End of Raw. So that was it. So how quick?
It wasn't even there was 3 backstage segments.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and there was another one that had Miz coming into Danhausen's home.
Yeah.
But no, that was on SmackDown. But we didn't get that.
we did get the LA Knight promo with Jey Uso that we forgot about. So this was good. This was actually good promo work. So LA Knight was out to discuss, he has a match on SmackDown to qualify for the King of the Ring, and he was going to go on and take on the OTC, as he said. But he wants to make sure he's taking on only the OTC and not the whole family. Better not be Jay and Jimmy and all that. Jay come out to the response.
No, it's kind of funny because he said heaps of people, and then he said maybe even the neighbour next door.
Yeah, so he alludes that every man and his dog in the bloodline is attaching themselves back to Roman as he builds up his empire again. That brings out Jey Uso, who's definitely playing this right-hand man role again. He's a little bit fired up. He's a little bit just like, he's just twitching and carrying on. Like he's, there's something to it. There's a bit of character play there. I don't know where it's leading, but we'll see where it goes, where his anger's getting the best of him type thing.
But then he did the replay, and then you could see LA Knight gone.
Yeah.
And then
So he come into the ring hot. Crowd was hot for it. French crowd loved it. Yeet, yeet, yeet. He then stood in front of LA Knight and goes, he's going to repeat it. So that was a bit of an insult. I don't respect you to LA Knight.
Like,
you're not that important to me type thing. Then he got straight on the mic and he goes, I'll make sure that you remember that I am the main event, Jey Uso. Nothing's changed. Keep my family's name out of your mouth type thing. Very heated. Just gets straight to the point and then just leaves. The music hits again, and then LA Knight just stops it. He gets his last word in. Pretty much says that he respects him for siding with his family. Respects him for being a good man to his kids and all that sort of stuff.
But
then just goes, screw your family. And in reference to the bloodline and all that, and that just fires up. Jimmy Uso comes out to stop Jay from getting in there into a brawl. So there's more to this, and I think it's going to be an LA Knight versus the bloodline type thing. So.
And it was kind of funny that when Chelsea Green was coming up for her match, she went like this to Alexa Bliss.
Just friends being friends in the ring, and just little kayfabe moments. So that was Raw. I rated this Raw. I thought this Raw was great. The product's so much better when the crowd reception is better. So I understand why they've done this European tour when they have, because things were slumping quite a bit for them over in the US at the moment creatively. But they matched the crowd with the creativity as well. They gave them good stuff to please them and stuff.
So do you think they're gonna go for the next tour?
I'm really not sure. I know they're going to be back in the US shortly. I think they have one more SmackDown over in Europe, and then they're back in America. But they'll have, I think, is the Night of Champions in Saudi?
Yeah.
So they'll be off to Saudi for the pay-per-view again. I think things have quieted down over there in terms of missiles flying everywhere, etc., etc.
And there's on the dirt sheet it said that WWE announced then where Money in the Bank was.
Oh, did they? I haven't seen that one yet.
It was New Orlando's or something.
Oh, okay. New Orlando, yep. Cool. That's Raw. As always, thank you very much for watching. God bless you all. Anything from you, big guy?
Mwah. Bang.